has a lot of returning offensive players. How does that affect you?
Well, they're going for their 6th year in a row playing for the conference championship, and Coach Hobson kind of really turned that thing around. And this is his last, basically their last recruiting class. I think they start 10 seniors out of 11. And of course their quarterback Johnson's a 4-year starter, and their running back's really good. Offensively, they're a really, really good football team. Their offensive team is, you sit and watch them and look at them. The people they have, they will be a quality offense in our league, in the USA Conference. That's no question the strength of their football team is their offense, and you got a 4-year starter quarterback that can make plays. He can run, he can throw, and he's a playmaker, and that's why they've been so successful with him as their quarterback.
Coach, what's been your impression of Terry Whittington?
Terry's a really good football player, great pass rusher. It's the same thing with him. He didn't come in until the end of the summer, so he's still learning our offense. Our defense. Even though they ran some of the things at Alcorn that we run here, we've changed a lot in the last 3 to 4 years since Coach Hobson's been here. So he's still learning the system. So I feel as the year goes, he'll get better and better. But right now, he's still got some puppy dog eyes right now with all the things we do defensively.
Have you seen teammates asking him about Alcorn for any tips on guys?
Well, I'm sure they are. I don't see that again. I'm too busy. I'm either on the field or in my office. That's where you can find me. So, but I'm sure he should have a good scouting report on their football team.
Coach, Coach Hobson said that y'all were a little thin at that end position, and went out and got the transfer at Penn State, graduate at Penn State. Now you got Whittington. How do you feel now you are at that position after bringing those two guys in? Do you think that's going to be one of the key differences?
Well, last year we lost everybody, and except we got Darius Kennedy's coming back. He's had a great fall camp. So we felt like he could play for us there, but we didn't know who would be behind him. And of course, Torrance was in a situation, he was kind of looking for a place. We brought him in, and then with Terry in this position he played in this defense, it was a no-brainer just to give us depth. Torrance didn't go through the spring, and he was still rehabbing, so we weren't for sure how healthy he was going to be. So we brought Terry in as just to make sure we had someone in that position, because defensively we got a lot of returning starters in every position, and that was their question mark position. Now we feel like we've got 3 real good players there, even though 2 of them are still learning the system.
Tim, last year as the season went on, I felt like we were the best defense nobody knew about. We were inside the top 10 in basically all defensive statistical categories, but the bigger boys got the limelight, and we just statistically were good. This year's not the case. There's been multiple reports online of how talented they think this defense can be. And from what I've seen at practice, this is a really talented group. Can you speak to how special you hope this defense can be and what you've seen in fall camp?
I've seen this defense grow every year, and the expectations of this defense grow every year, and it's kind of been fun to watch, because just seeing the fans get excited about the Nasty Bunch, that's kind of what we've been known for. We have some good players. I don't know how good we can be. Statistically, being 3rd in the country, that you got to have some luck involved there too. I think at each position we have the ability, if we stay healthy, to be just as good or better than last year. Now, stat-wise, I don't know. Again, like I told you before, my goal in defense is make sure that their offense scores 1 less than ours. Whether that's 3 points a game or 53 points a game, it doesn't matter. And the bottom line is those W's, and hopefully we'll play well enough at times to help us, have a chance to win.
You mentioned the Nasty Bunch. I'm gonna have a member, an original member in the TV booth with me, Marchant Kenny. He'll call his broadcast this Saturday, and he's just welled up with pride about the Nasty Bunch. You just did it a moment ago. How much pride do y'all take in kind of using that moniker back again, if you will, in a conference that frankly isn't really known for defense?
Well, you know, it's just embedded in us here, especially through Coach Hobson. You know, Jay and I were close friends, and we worked together at Marshall, and at Marshall we were I think maybe the top defense in the country that year. We ended up giving 10 points a game, and it's just something that we've always prided ourselves on. And just Jay, all he talks about is, you know, who Southern Miss is and the chip on the shoulder. And I think the kids have embraced that. You know, they embraced that through him. And I just happen to be the old guy that makes calls, but I mean, he's the catalyst for the Nasty Bunch. That's what he went through, and that's what he bleeds, and that's what he preaches, and these kids have bought in on that.
Coach, can you speak to some of your goals you guys go into a game with as a unit?
Yeah, usually my goal board's not here yet right now. It's supposed to be back up, but you know, obviously, like I said, our number one goal is to make sure that our opponents score one less than our offense. You know, we win the game. You know, third down we've always been pretty good at. You know, we have goals there. Our take back ratio, you know, we try to make sure we get the ball back one more than our offense turns it over. You know, so we feel like that's point. We got to be great in the red zone. Last year we got better in the red zone. That was one of the things that we wanted to get better at. We really moved up there. The two things I think we've really talked about and emphasized this year is we want more take backs, and we also we've kind of gone down the last few years in sacks, and that's the one thing. You know, we did a survey in the last 2 years. If we got a sack, the offense has only scored a touchdown one time each year when we got a sack in a drive. So the importance, it just goes to show the importance of the lost yardage play and a sack. Like I said, if we get a sack in a drive, their chances of scoring a touchdown has been pretty limited the last 2 years. And so that's one other thing we stressed this year that we've kind of been down to the last couple.
With so many returning starters, it's kind of hard when you're watching practice to pick out a leader. If you ask me, Kyle Hemby jumps off the page as a leader. Can you speak to Kyle? And if he is a leader of this defense, how does he lead this defense?
You know, Kyle leads really by just the way he plays. You know, in the back end, a guy that's really come around for us this year that played behind Picasso, DQ Thomas, who athletically is as good as we've got. I mean, the guy's fast and strong. He ended up playing a lot toward the end of the year, just spelling Picasso some. He's really come along, but the two guys on this defense that are the hearts on this defense is Mario Smith and Rakeem Booth. Those two guys. Rakeem runs the show, and Mario, he leads by an example that is the true testament of what the Nasty Bunch is supposed to be about.
Anything else? All right, next good.